Hey guys, VTech here, Blueberry Hill. So December 4th, so Angie and I are putting together the cabinet system. Actually, the drawer part of we have two cabinets that have 4 drawers each. They're going to be the main part of the closet organizer. They're roughly 6 inches deep drawers, and we're putting everything together with screws and some actually glue on this part. The rest of the system is basically all screwed together. You'll see that later on in the video. We build it in place. The only thing we're building is these cabinets, not a full cabinet, partial cabinet, but we're putting all the supports for the drawers in place, and then we're going to drag this part into the closet itself. And it's too large to actually assemble outside of the closet, so we're going to build everything in the closet itself. So kind of a rinse and repeat process where we've got some supports just for the width of the drawers. We screw front and rear supports. This is the very front kick, I call it a kick panel support, and we're offsetting it so the drawer recess can be in there. Everything's red oak for the stuff that you see. You see the dark pieces of wood; those are reclaimed from other things we're no longer using. So we made use of that rather than use a good wood, and we still use quite a bit of oak for this. It's 8 sheets of red oak and 3 sheets of 1/2-inch birch pre-finished for the drawers. You'll see that construction a little bit later, but basically we're making the main chunks right now. We're trying to be nice and screw everything together without splitting it. Plywood's not very good to put long screws in, so we're pre-drilling everything. It still seems to split here and there, so we're trying to be real careful. A few of the pieces we knock out, redo, but aside from everything else, it worked pretty good. And these are pretty deep drawers. They're actually 18 inches deep and 27 inches wide, so it should be plenty good. We have 8 of those for the whole closet. Kind of a his and hers, but I'm sure we'll be sharing some of the space just for the amount of stuff we have. It's always fun trying to come up with how to build this stuff in place and make it nice and solid. The more screws we add, this thing gets pretty solid. We can actually move it around without worrying about moving it and it distorting. That's why you have the large piece. We have the glue sitting on it. It's actually supporting so it doesn't twist on us. And the other pieces are you see us putting in. They're roughly 2 inches wide. They're drawer supports. We're doing self-close, easy glide kind of drawer guides, and they basically sit on top of that. You'll see that when we assemble it. It's a very simple system, works very well, and there's no measuring when you put the drawer guides in. So this is the main part. Got to make sure it's right. The drawer guides sit on top of these supports, and we're good to go. Here's the second cabinet being put together. Basically the repeat of the first. Same pieces, different wood. You probably won't see us because it's time lapse. You might not see us breaking out some of the pieces we split, but I think some of these pieces were solid pieces. Again, I mentioned we refurbished a few pieces of wood we had laying around. A couple of solid pine, I believe it was. Might be poplar actually. And then other pieces were from other shelving units we no longer need. So you'll see the dark wood, that's the old shelving units, and the clear wood is probably new solid wood. That accepts screws quite well, so it was kind of better to use, but regardless, we used what we had and made it work. You won't see any of this stuff. This is just support for the drawers. It works just as well, and we just made sure everything was just nice and tight for the drawer depth, and move from there. So since we did the Rubio and all the kitchen, and actually every cabinet we have in the house was Rubioed, that's the Rubio Monocoat stuff. We're using the pure 2C, the C2, one of the two, one of those. It's just a clear that makes things, some people like it and some people don't, a little more yellow. We actually like the natural look of the red oak. It brings that out, especially with the second coat. We do everything with 2 coats at least. You'll see us not do the inside of the drawers because there's no point in doing that. But we're trying to saturate the stuff pretty good. This took us a few hours. The first coat's always the most time consuming because it takes the most amount of oil. And it took quite a bit of material. I had to go and run and get 2 more 1.3 liter containers of this. And the stuff is not cheap. It's roughly $175 a hit. We basically use 1 full can, 1.6 liters. That's the A and B part for the Monocoat. And for this entire setup, I don't know, I did count the square footage of this. It's quite a bit because you can see all the panels. So it does take quite a bit of oil. It soaks in pretty good the first coat. Second coat, not so much. And we basically used 2 full cans on the main structure, and then later on you'll see I'm using the third set of cans to do the shelving and other small pieces for the closet organizer. So while the closet stuff was drying, I decided to put the vanity mirrors together. Pretty straightforward. Basically, the mirror sits in recesses. You saw me do those at the last video. And I'm getting the cleat ready for putting on the top of the mirror. I love the cleat system because it actually is very strong and allows you to move the mirror left to right, and you basically just put it as high as you need to and then level that out, and everything's really good to go. Very simple, very quick, very easy. Here I'm using 1/2-inch screws to secure the 1/4-inch MDF to the mirror frame actually, and you'll see me use, you might see me use some silicone for the big mirrors. That's for our master bath. These ones were everything was really tight on these. I think when I cut the backing for the other ones, it wasn't quite as tight as I wanted, maybe 1/16th off here and there. So I used some silicone to secure the mirror so it wouldn't move on us. Hey guys, Vita here, Blueberry Hill. So this is December 5. So you saw me and Angie doing some Rubio rub-on our closet organizer. I pre-built, what you saw was the drawer items. 4 drawers going in each one. I'll call them cabinets. They're not technically 100% cabinets, but just for 4 drawers, and the rest basically gets a top. Everything gets screwed together and then fastened to the wall for kind of like a loose closet organizer cabinet system. And this fits the one wall is 116 inches. The other wall is 90 inches, and that's where we have our tankless hot water heater against the wall. So we're going to share the closets, whatever. Anyway, you just saw me put a mirror together. I finally I had to go buy these little 3/4 inch screws, actually 1/2 inch, to put the backing, the MDF onto the mirror frame. Pretty easy stuff. 1/4 inch backing. The mirror, this is a beveled one, so it's about a little over 1/16 of an inch thick right on the edges, and it goes to about an 1/8 inch thick. Just goes to those inserts I made for the frames, and good to go. So that's one mirror. I got 3 more to go. You saw me put it together. It probably took 5 minutes. The hard part is drilling holes, and you don't go all the way through. But apart from that, we got mirrors, or we'll have. I'll finish those tomorrow. We're going to do the second coat of Rubio. Rubio is quite expensive. It's 1.6 liters for, I'm getting it for about 160 bucks for that. Amazon has it all the way from 175 to $225, and our local other stores have it for 175. So we're saving a few dollars here and there. But anyway, we have to get 2 more 1.3 liter cans of that stuff today, so we can finish what we have. And then I have to build a whole bunch of shelves. I believe there's 18 shelves in total, which will get the banding on the front, the veneer banding, Rubio, and then the drawers. I bought pre-finished birch for the insides, but the front faces, we have to Rubio those as well. So we're going to burn through one of those cans very quickly tomorrow, and then the other can's going to be for all the shelves and the rest of the drawers and stuff like that, and for other small items we're going to be building. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. That's it for today. It's actually almost 5:30. We're calling it quits, have a beer and dinner, and we'll be good to go. So here's the second coat of Rubio being put on. I did have to go buy, like I said, 2 sets of more cans. I didn't want to buy just one because I know that's not going to be enough. And sure enough, by the time I finished the entire system, the process system, I did break into the 3rd set of cans. So it took roughly 2 1/3 of Rubio 1.3 liter cans to do the closet system. But I'll tell you what, it's easy to apply. It's much easier than poly. I would have sprayed this with poly or rolled it on, did something. But anyway, here's me, Angie and I plugging away, just doing this is second coat, and Whiskey's in the driveway just having fun. So there you go, dog's life. So I'm working on the vanity mirrors for a master bath. These are 3x2. So I'm setting in the mirror. I put some caulking down just to hold the mirror in place. It was a little bit not as tight a fit as the other mirrors, no big deal. The MDF went in, put the 1/2-inch screws in, and then I put the cleat on top of the mirror. Very solid way to mount the mirror. They're, I don't know, they're probably 10, at least maybe 15 pounds each. So you want something a little more solid than just a kind of like a hanger for a paint, a picture or something like that. Here's mirror 2 going together. Don't know where I went to go but get stuff, but I'll probably have to unpack the mirror, more caulking, and then the back, and then everything gets synced down. I do pre-drill everything. This wood is kind of funny. It's this is lace wood. It's very hard, so you definitely want to pre-drill and not overdrive the screws in. It's quite different than a high fiber normal type of wood. So anyway, figured I'd say that just because of the way it worked. It's probably just like mesquite, same kind of process. So here we go, mounting the mirrors. Just as simple as leveling out a cleat on the wall, find the proper height, find the stud, and then I'm not sure if it was this side or the other side. I don't show you, but I use the corkscrew style of drywall holders. I don't like the cheap ones. I actually like the bigger ones. I think that's what I'm driving in there right there. And yeah, you can see the white spot. And those actually hold really, really well, and they have a substantial size to them. So put it in there, put the mirror on, and we are done. Anyway, that's the end of this video. Next video is gonna be more closet organizer, putting it together and putting things in place. Thanks for watching. Later.